Hey everyone, it's me, Bad Company, back at you with another video. And today we're going to be taking a look at some of my favorite NES games of all time. Some of these games you may not be familiar with, and they're some of my favorites. So let's get into it. No particular order. These are just 10 of my favorite all-time NES games. Games that I think you should have in your collection. And I must say, those of you new to my channel may not know that I'm a huge RPG fan, so a lot of these games in this top 10 or favorite games on the NES are RPGs. Not all of them, but some of them are. First one is the original Dragon Warrior. I recommend Dragon Warrior 1 through 4, especially if you're an RPG fan, and this is a good starting point if you're new to the RPG genre. This is one to get in on. To get into RPGs. It's the one that I broke my teeth on when I first started playing RPGs. One of the very first ones I ever played was Dragon Warrior. And the interesting thing is about this game, Dragon Warrior, back in the day, Nintendo actually gave you this game. You bought a subscription to Nintendo Power, and they would mail you this game. So there's a lot of them out there. They were doing it to try to get the American viewers interested in RPGs and to find out, if America would be interested in RPGs. So that's why I say it's a good starting point for RPGs. It introduced a lot of the Dragon Warrior, Dragon Quest things in the game, such as the slimes and other things. So I recommend it. Next one is a very underrated gem that not a lot of people talk about, and it's a very good game because it was it's kind of a end of the world Apocalypto type of game, and that is none other than Crystalis. This game is a lot of fun. It's very Zelda-esque like. But it's also got RPG elements where you raise your level up. If you're a fan of Zelda 2, you will definitely like this. And I recommend Crystalis very highly. It actually has a battery save feature, just like the Zelda games, that you can save on the original cartridge on the NES. And it's even easier if you get an NES Mini, so you don't even have to worry about the battery save feature. If the battery fails on it, you still got your game. Very fun game that I recommend. Next game, this game needs no introduction. If you were a kid back in the late 80s, early 90s, you've got a lot of nostalgia for this game right here. And no, I'm not talking about Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. I am talking about none other than Disney's DuckTales, made by Capcom. The moon level theme song plays in my head a lot, and very fun game that you should definitely have. Unfortunately, I don't own the second one because it's crazy expensive, because it was released at the very end of the lifespan of the NES, right when the Super Nintendo was going on, so not a lot of copies were made for it. And you know how I was mentioned Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles? Well, here's Turtles 2. The first game is good. I recommend 2 out of the 3 games that were on the NES. Turtles 2 was a lot of fun. Arcade game port. It plays a little bit differently than the arcade, but I recommend this game. It's a lot of fun. Next game. The Flintstones, The Rescue of Dino and Hoppy. Oh my goodness. What can I say about this game? Made by Taito. You know they make good games. Very fun platformer type of game that I recommend. It's a lot of fun. I wish I had the second one. Power Player Paul out there, he probably knows how good the second one is since I've never played it. But since I got my Mini, I am definitely looking forward to putting it on my Mini and playing it. This one is a lot of fun. I recommend it. The part of the game that sticks out of my head the most is the level where you're like, I guess you're in Australia because you end up taking on a big kangaroo in a boxing match, and that was fun. Next one, Metal Gear, the one that started it all. All those games that came later on the PlayStation and the GameCube, and a lot of people love the Metal Gear series. This is the one that started it all. This is my favorite Metal Gear in the series. Plays a lot differently than the ones on the PlayStation, but I love it. It's a really fun game. If you've never played it, do yourself a favor. Play it. Another RPG, Xanadu. I hate the way that you have to write down the password to be able to play this. They should have made a battery save feature on this game because the password system is retarded. And I am so looking forward to getting to play this on the Mini when I get it on my Mini. Because this game was a lot of fun. It's long and it's really good RPG. Next one. Platformer, Little Nemo, the Dream Master by Capcom. Great game. I think it's the third stage where you're on the train. Oh my goodness, brings back great nostalgia memories playing Little Nemo. The train section was crazy hard. A lot of memorization went in to be able to play the train station level. It was hard. I love being able to turn into like the bumblebee or the salamander or a frog or the gopher. I'm sure there's some other animals that I'm not even thinking of. But be able to turn into those and go through the level using their abilities, it was a lot of fun and blast to play. Okay, the next one. This is River City Ransom. What a great beat 'em up, RPG-esque kind of thing where you have to collect items as far as weapons go, collect things for your inventory to be able to eat, to refill your health. Very fun game that you can play in a day. Alright, and now for the last game. This is the Goonies 2. I love the Goonies 2. Unfortunately, the original Goonies did not get released in America onto the NES. It was only available in like an arcade machine that you could play that had a NES Player's Choice. Like it had like I don't know how many games, maybe 10 games on the arcade that you could play it. And this got a port, you know, the Goonies 2 onto it. So a lot of people were confused when this game was remade because there's not a Goonies 1 on the NES. So they were thinking, well, did the Goonies 2 have a sequel movie that we don't know about? No, just this game. And this game is one of my all-time favorite NES games. It gets overlooked. Nobody talks about this. And it's a game that I highly recommend. A lot of people don't like it because later in the game, going through the stages and having to figure out the map and how to get from point A to point B, they feel like it's a chore. But this game was a blast to play. I love collecting the items for it, figuring out what to do, and I beat this game numerous times. One day I'm planning on doing a walkthrough of this game, a playthrough as you will, to be able to show you how fun this game is. Whenever I get an Elgato, I'm going to do a live stream. It's a lot of fun, and I highly recommend you checking this game out. Alright guys, that's all I got for you now. Stay tuned to my channel. I got some more videos coming up soon. And as always, play on.